Doctors gave up on the billionaire son. Then a homeless boy did the unthinkable. It's fungal, not bacterial. You've been treating him wrong. The lead doctor turned sharply toward the voice. A boy, maybe 13 years old, torn sneakers, dirt on his jeans, standing in the doorway of the most expensive private hospital suite in the city, like he had every right to be there. "Who the hell are you?" The billionaire's father's voice cracked with exhaustion and rage. The boy didn't flinch. "I know what's killing your son." The doctor's hand moved toward the phone on the wall. Security. But Marcus Hale, founder of Hale Capital Group, a man who had built empires on gut instinct, raised one hand. "Wait, let him talk." The boy stepped forward, pulled a worn notebook from a canvas bag. "You've tested for fungal infections, but not deep enough. And even if you did, your antifungals won't reach his brainstem fast enough. He has hours left, maybe less." Dr. Brennan, 27 years of medical practice behind him, stared at the boy. "This is a hospital. We don't do folk medicine." The boy looked at the machine beside the bed, the one that had gone quiet 11 minutes ago. "You're not doing anything. You already gave up." Silence. Marcus Hale stood, looked at his son, looked at the boy. "What do you need?" What happened in the next 8 minutes would violate every hospital protocol, shatter one man's understanding of power, and prove that sometimes the most brilliant minds sleep on loading docks with nothing but a notebook and a memory of someone who believed in them. Before we begin, if you believe that hope doesn't check bank accounts and wisdom doesn't need a diploma, please like this video, subscribe to We Stories, and share this with someone who's forgotten that the impossible still happens. The room smelled like imported leather and failure. Marcus Hale had never noticed that before. How defeat had a scent, sterile but suffocating, clean but wrong. His son, Ethan, lay motionless on the hospital bed, 7 years old. The kind of kid who asked questions about how airplanes stayed in the sky and whether clouds had weight. The kind of kid who still believed his father could fix anything. Marcus couldn't fix this. 3 specialists stood near the window. They had stopped talking 20 minutes ago. There was nothing left to say. The experimental treatment flown in from Switzerland had failed. The aggressive brain infection had won. Dr. Richard Brennan, head of neurology, placed a hand on Marcus's shoulder. "I'm sorry. We've exhausted every option." Marcus didn't respond. He just stared at his son's face. Ethan's skin had gone pale in a way that made him look like he was already becoming a memory. The nurse began removing the IV line, slowly, carefully, like she was trying not to wake him, even though waking him was no longer possible. The clock on the wall read 11:47. That's when the door creaked open. Everyone turned. A boy stood in the doorway, maybe 13, jeans with holes in the knees, a gray hoodie that had seen too many winters, sneakers held together with duct tape. His face was smudged with something that might have been dirt or soot. His hair needed cutting. He looked like he had walked off the street. Because he had. "Security didn't stop you?" Dr. Brennan's voice was sharp. The boy didn't answer that. His eyes went straight to Ethan, then to the machines, then to the chart clipped at the foot of the bed. "Who the hell are you?" Marcus's voice came out harder than he meant, but grief had made him raw. The boy met his eyes. "My name is Eli. I know what's killing your son." Dr. Brennan stepped forward. "That's enough." He reached for the phone mounted on the wall. "I'm calling security." Marcus raised his hand. "Wait," Brennan paused. "Marcus, this is irregular. Let him talk." Marcus didn't know why he said it. Maybe because every credentialed expert in the room had already told him there was nothing left to try. Maybe because the boy's voice didn't sound uncertain. It sounded sure. And Marcus had built a fortune on knowing the difference. Eli stepped further into the room. He pulled a notebook from the canvas drawstring bag slung over his shoulder. The notebook was thick, held together with rubber bands, pages dog-eared and stained. "It's fungal," Eli said, "not bacterial. You've been treating him wrong." Dr. Brennan's face flushed. "We ran a full panel, bacterial, viral, and fungal. The infection is bacterial in origin, and we've been treating it with." Eli interrupted. "You tested for common fungal strains. This isn't common. It's a deep tissue aggressive fungal infection. It mimics bacterial symptoms early on. By the time you realize it's fungal, it's already in the brain stem. Your antifungals won't reach it fast enough because they're designed for surface-level infections. Brennan crossed his arms. And where exactly did you get your medical degree? I didn't. But I've read every case study on pediatric neurological infections published in the last 4 years. I know what this looks like, and I know what works. This is a hospital, Brennan said coldly. We don't practice folk medicine. Eli looked at Ethan again, then back at Brennan. You're not practicing anything. You already gave up. The silence in the room changed texture. It wasn't just quiet. It was the kind of silence that happens when someone says a truth nobody wants to hear. Marcus moved closer to Eli. What do you need? Eli opened the notebook, flipped to a page covered in handwritten notes, drawings of plants, chemical compounds, ratios. I need reishi mushroom, wild harvested, not cultivated, yarrow root, activated bentonite clay, cold-pressed black seed oil, and access to a mortar and pestle or anything I can use to crush and mix. Dr. Brennan laughed. It wasn't a kind sound. You want to treat a fatal brain infection with kitchen herbs? Eli didn't look at him. He kept his eyes on Marcus. In Haiti, this mixture has been used for over 200 years to treat brain fevers in children. A woman named Ms. Lorvins taught it to me. She saved 6 kids in our neighborhood with it. I watched her do it twice. Marcus pulled out his phone. He turned to his assistant, a sharp woman named Caroline who had been standing silently near the door. Get everything he just said. I don't care where you have to go. I don't care what it costs. You have 30 minutes. Caroline nodded and left immediately. Dr. Brennan stepped in front of Marcus. You can't be serious. This is reckless. If this boy harms your son... Marcus's voice dropped. My son is dead according to you. You said there's nothing left. So either you were wrong then, or you're wrong now. Either way, I'm listening to the kid. Brennan opened his mouth, closed it, stepped back. Eli sat down on the floor and started flipping through his notebook. He wasn't nervous. He wasn't performing confidence. He was just focused. The way someone gets when they've done something so many times in their head that the real-world version is just a formality. Marcus sat beside him. How old are you? 13. Where are you from? Eli hesitated. A couple places. Where do you live? Eli looked up. Right now? Yes. Eli's jaw tightened slightly. I move around. Marcus understood. You're homeless. Eli didn't deny it. How did you get in here? Eli shrugged. Service elevator. Loading dock was open. No one stopped me. Why did you come? Eli met his eyes. Because I heard 2 nurses outside talking about your son. They said it was a brain infection, aggressive, not responding to treatment. I've read about infections like that. I thought maybe I could help. You thought maybe. Marcus's voice wasn't mocking. It was something else, something closer to wonder. Yeah, you broke into a hospital on maybe. Eli nodded. Marcus exhaled. What's your last name? Carter. Eli Carter. Marcus repeated it like he was filing it away. If this works, I owe you everything. If it doesn't, I still owe you something for trying when no one else would. Eli didn't respond. He just kept reading his notes. 28 minutes later, Caroline returned. She carried 2 bags, one from an apothecary in Chinatown, one from a halal grocery on the east side. She set them on the table. Everything you asked for. Eli stood. He unpacked the ingredients carefully, checked each one, nodded. I need hot water, a bowl, something to crush with. The nurse, who had been silent this entire time, stepped forward. I'll help you. Her name was Angela. She had worked in this hospital for 16 years. She had seen a lot of things, but she had never seen this. She led Eli to the small bathroom attached to the suite, brought him a ceramic bowl from the supply closet, found a pill crusher that could work as a mortar. Eli worked quickly. He broke the reishi into pieces, ground the yarrow root, mixed them with the clay and a small amount of hot water until it became a thick paste. Then he added the black seed oil, stirred it slowly. The smell was earthy, sharp, not unpleasant but unfamiliar. Angela watched him. You've done this before? Eli nodded. 3 times, twice with Ms. Lorvins, once on my own. Did it work? Twice it did. Once it didn't. But that kid was already too far gone when I got there. Angela's throat tightened. And you think Ethan isn't? Eli looked at her. I think he still has a chance. He carried the bowl back into the room, set it on the table beside the bed. Dr. Brennan was standing with his arms crossed. Marcus was sitting in the chair beside Ethan, holding his son's hand. Eli dipped his fingers into the paste. I'm going to apply this to his temples, the base of his skull, and his chest. Then I'll give him a few drops of the tea I made from the leftover herbs. It has to go under his tongue. How long until we see results? Marcus asked. If it's going to work, we'll know in 15 to 20 minutes. And if it doesn't work? Eli didn't sugarcoat it. Then I was wrong, and I'm sorry. Marcus nodded. Do it. Eli stepped forward. He placed his hands on Ethan's temples, gently, like he was handling something sacred. He applied the paste slowly, smoothed it across the skin, moved to the base of the skull, then the chest. Dr. Brennan watched. His expression was unreadable. Angela handed Eli a small syringe. No needle, just for measurement. Eli filled it with the tea he had brewed, lifted Ethan's upper lip carefully, placed 3 drops under his tongue, then he stepped back, and they waited. The room was silent except for the faint hum of the machines. 5 minutes passed. Nothing. 10 minutes. Still nothing. Marcus leaned forward. His hands gripped the edge of the bed. 12 minutes. Dr. Brennan checked his watch. 14 minutes. Angela closed her eyes, and then, at 15 minutes and 40 seconds, Ethan's left index finger twitched. Marcus inhaled sharply. The heart monitor beeped. Once, then again. A rhythm returning. Ethan's eyelids fluttered. Oh my God, Angela whispered. Ethan coughed, a small, weak sound, but a sound. His eyes opened, just slightly, unfocused, confused. Dad? His voice was barely audible. Marcus collapsed forward onto the bed, his shoulders shaking. I'm here, buddy, I'm right here. Dr. Brennan stood frozen, staring, his mouth slightly open. Eli quietly picked up his bag. He walked toward the door. Marcus looked up. Wait, don't you dare leave. Eli stopped. Marcus stood, crossed the room. His eyes were red, his voice was thick. What's your name again? Eli. Eli Carter. Yes, sir. Marcus put his hand on Eli's shoulder. You just saved my son's life. Eli looked at the floor. I just tried something. No. Marcus's voice was firm. You did more than that. You walked into a room full of people who had given up, and you refused to accept it. That's not just trying, that's courage. Eli didn't know what to say. Marcus wiped his eyes. Where are you going after this? Eli shrugged. Back to the loading dock, probably. It's warm there. Not anymore, you're not. Marcus Hale had not cried in 14 years. Not when his father died. Not when his first company nearly collapsed. Not even at his wedding. But standing in that hospital room, watching his son blink up at him with confused, living eyes, something inside him broke open. He turned to Eli. Sit down. Eli hesitated. Please. Eli sat in the chair near the window, his bag still on his shoulder, like he was ready to run if he needed to. Marcus pulled another chair close. Dr. Brennan was on the phone now, calling in the medical team to reassess Ethan. Angela was checking vitals, her hands shaking slightly, her face wet with tears she didn't bother hiding. Marcus sat across from Eli. Tell me how you knew. Eli looked at his hands. I didn't know for sure. I just recognized the pattern. From where? A journal article I read 8 months ago. It was about a cluster of cases in southern Florida. Kids presenting with what looked like bacterial meningitis. Turned out to be a rare fungal strain. Aggressive, deep tissue, didn't show up on standard tests. By the time they figured it out, most of the kids were gone. Where did you read this? Library computer, before closing time. You memorized it? Eli nodded. I memorized most of what I read. It's easier than carrying books around. Marcus leaned back. Looked at this kid. Really looked at him. 13 years old. Homeless. Smarter than every doctor in the room. And humble enough not to rub it in anyone's face. How long have you been on the street? 14 months. What happened? Eli's face tightened. My grandmother died. She raised me. After she was gone, there was no one else. I got put in a group home for a while, but I left. Why? Because they didn't let me read. They didn't let me learn. I wasn't trying to be difficult. I just couldn't stay somewhere that made me feel like I was disappearing. Marcus's throat felt thick. Where do you sleep? Depends. Sometimes the shelter, sometimes the back room of a laundromat on 5th. The owner pretends not to notice. Sometimes outside. What do you eat? Whatever I can find. The shelter serves dinner. There's a soup kitchen on Sundays. Sometimes people give me things. Do you go to school? Not anymore. Why not? You need an address for that. I don't have one. Marcus felt something harden in his chest. Not anger. Resolve. What do you want, Eli? Eli looked up. What do you mean? If you could have anything, what would it be? Eli was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, I want to keep learning. I want to help people who can't afford doctors. I want to make my grandmother proud. What was her name? Evelyn. But everyone called her Evie. Tell me about her. Eli's voice softened. She worked as a housekeeper her whole life. She didn't finish high school, but she was the smartest person I ever knew. She taught me to read when I was 4. She told me that knowledge was the only thing no one could ever take from me. That it didn't matter where I came from, as long as I kept learning, I could go anywhere. Marcus nodded slowly. She was right. Eli looked away. She got pneumonia 2 winters ago. We couldn't afford the hospital. She waited too long. By the time we got her there, it was too late. I'm sorry. A woman from our building came to help. Her name was Miss Lorvins. She was from Haiti. She made teas and poultices. She couldn't save my grandmother, but she made her comfortable. She gave her dignity. And after my grandmother died, Ms. Lorvins let me come to her apartment every Saturday. She taught me everything she knew about plants, about healing, about listening to the body. Is she still around? No. She passed last year. Heart attack. So you've lost everyone. Eli nodded. But you kept going. What else was I supposed to do? Marcus felt something crack inside him. Most people would have given up. Eli looked at him. Giving up doesn't make the pain stop. It just makes you stop trying. I'd rather keep trying. Marcus stood, walked to the window, looked out over the city. Lights stretching in every direction. Millions of people. And this kid had been invisible to almost all of them. He turned back. I'm going to make you an offer. And I need you to listen to the whole thing before you say no. Eli shifted in his chair. I'm going to pay for you to go to school. A good one. The kind with labs and libraries and teachers who actually care. I'm going to set you up with a host family, people I trust, good people. You'll have your own room, 3 meals a day, stability. Eli's eyes widened slightly. I'm also going to connect you with Dr. Brennan. He's a proud man, but he's not stupid. He saw what you did tonight. He'll mentor you, teach you what he knows. And when you're ready, when you've learned what you need to learn, I'm going to help you open a clinic. Eli blinked. A clinic? For people like you. People who can't afford hospitals. People who fall through the cracks. You'll blend the old knowledge with the new. The stuff Ms. Lorvins taught you with the stuff you'll learn in medical school. You'll help people who need it most. Eli stared at him. Why would you do that? Because you saved my son. And because the world tried to throw you away, and you refused to disappear. That kind of resilience doesn't deserve to sleep on loading docks. It deserves a chance. Eli's lip trembled, just slightly. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Eli looked down at his hands. They were still stained from the paste he had made. His voice came out small. What if I mess it up? Then you mess it up, and we figure it out. But you don't say no because you're scared. You've already done the hardest part. You survived. Everything else is just details. Eli nodded slowly. Okay. Yes, I'll try. Marcus smiled. It was the first real smile he'd felt in days. Good. We start tomorrow. Behind them, Ethan coughed again. A stronger sound this time. Angela was giving him small sips of water. His color was returning. Dr. Brennan approached. He looked at Eli, then at Marcus, then back at Eli. I owe you an apology. Eli shook his head. You don't. I do. I dismissed you. I shouldn't have. You didn't know me. That's not an excuse. Brennan's voice was steady, serious. I've been practicing medicine for 27 years, and tonight, a 13-year-old kid taught me something I should have never forgotten. That knowledge doesn't only live in universities, and that sometimes the people we overlook are the ones we need most. He extended his hand. Eli stood, shook it. "If you're serious about this," Brennan said, "I'll teach you everything I know. But you have to promise me something." "What?" "That you'll never stop questioning, never stop learning, and never let anyone make you feel small because of where you came from." Eli's voice was quiet. "I promise." 3 weeks later, Eli moved into the home of a family named the Cho Richardsons. They had 2 kids of their own, a dog named Beryl, and a kitchen that always smelled like something baking. They gave Eli the room at the end of the hall. It had a desk, a lamp, shelves for books. The first night, Eli sat on the bed and cried. Not because he was sad, because for the first time in 14 months, he felt safe. He placed his notebook on the desk, the one that had carried him through the hardest year of his life, the one that still smelled faintly like Ms. Lorvin's apartment. He opened it to the first page. In his grandmother's handwriting from years ago, it said, "Knowledge is the only thing they can't take. Keep learning, baby. Keep going." Eli whispered into the empty room, "I'm still going, Grandma." 5 years later, Eli graduated top of his class in biochemistry. He gave a speech at his school's awards ceremony. In the audience sat Marcus and Ethan, now 12 years old and healthy. Dr. Brennan was there too, so were the Cho Richardsons. At 18, Eli enrolled in a dual program studying medicine and ethnobotany. He spent his summers traveling, learning from healers in Guatemala, herbalists in Ghana, traditional doctors in Thailand. He collected knowledge the way some people collected wealth. At 19, with seed funding from Marcus, Eli opened a clinic. He named it Lorvin's Community Wellness. It was located in the neighborhood where he used to sleep under the overpass, the same neighborhood where his grandmother had worked, where Ms. Lorvin's had lived. The clinic offered free primary care, herbal consultations, nutrition guidance, mental health support. It didn't turn anyone away. On opening day, over 200 people showed up. Eli stood at the door, shaking hands, learning names. At one point, he saw a kid, maybe 10 years old, torn jacket, shoes that didn't fit right. The kid looked lost. Eli walked over. "You okay?" The kid nodded. "Are you the doctor? I'm one of them." The kid looked at the building. "This place is really free, really free." The kid's eyes filled with tears. "My mom is sick. We can't pay." Eli knelt down. "Bring her in. We'll take care of her." The kid hesitated. "Why?" "Because someone did the same for me. Once." That night, after the clinic closed, Eli sat alone in his office. On the wall, he had hung 3 photographs, one of his grandmother, one of Ms. Lorvin's, one of him and Ethan taken at Marcus's house last Christmas. He pulled out a pen and paper, wrote 3 letters. The first was to Mr. Dennis, the laundromat owner. Eli thanked him for the warmth, for pretending not to notice, for letting a kid sleep in his back room when he had every reason to call the police. Mr. Dennis received the letter 4 days later. He read it twice, then called his wife into the room and read it again out loud. They both cried. He framed it, hung it behind the counter. Every customer who asked about it got the story. The second letter was to a woman named Grace. She had been the librarian at the public branch on 10th Street. She used to let Eli stay past closing, pretended the computer system was slow, let him read in peace. Grace was retired now, living 2 states away. When the letter arrived, she sat on her porch and wept. She had worked in that library for 31 years. She had always wondered if any of it mattered. Now she knew. The third letter was the hardest to write. It was addressed to no one, because the person it was meant for was gone. He wrote it to Ms. Lorvin's. He told her that her knowledge had saved a life, that the pastes and teas and lessons she had given freely to a grieving kid had traveled all the way into a billionaire's hospital suite and brought a boy back from the edge. He told her that he was opening a clinic in her name, that every person who walked through the doors would be helped because she had refused to let wisdom die with her. He told her he missed her. He signed it, folded it. And that weekend, he visited her grave, placed the letter on the headstone, stayed for an hour. On the stone, there was now a bronze plaque. Marcus had paid for it. It read, "She healed with her hands and taught with her heart. Her knowledge still saves lives." Eli stood, wiped his eyes, walked back to his car. As he drove past the old overpass where he used to sleep, he slowed down. There was someone there now, a different kid, different circumstances, same desperation. Eli pulled over, got out, walked over slowly so he wouldn't startle them. "You need help?" The kid looked up, suspicious. "Who are you?" "My name is Eli. I used to sleep here too." The kid's face softened. "There's a clinic 2 blocks from here. It's called Lorvin's. If you need food, a place to get warm, or just someone to talk to, go there. Tell them I sent you." The kid nodded. Eli handed him a card. His personal number was on it. "If they give you any trouble, call me. Why are you helping me? Because someone helped me once, and it changed everything." Eli got back in his car, drove home. That night, he couldn't sleep. Not because he was anxious, because he was full of gratitude, full of purpose. He thought about his grandmother, about Ms. Lorvin's, about the laundromat owner and the librarian and the delivery driver who used to give him $10 on Fridays. He thought about Marcus, about Dr. Brennan, about Ethan, who still called him Uncle Eli, and wanted to be a doctor too. And he realized something. None of them had been in that hospital room the night he saved Ethan's life, but all of them had been. Every act of kindness he had ever received had traveled with him into that moment. Every unlocked door, every extra hour at the library, every lesson taught freely, every $10 bill handed over without questions. It had all added up to one fragile, impossible moment where a homeless boy walked into a room full of expensive failure and said, "Let me try." So, if you are watching this, and you have ever let someone stay a little longer, if you have ever taught something to someone who couldn't pay you, if you have ever given quietly without needing credit, know that your kindness travels farther than you will ever see. It might show up in a hospital room at midnight. It might show up in a clinic that serves hundreds. It might show up in a kid who refuses to disappear. Never underestimate the power of what you give freely. Never count someone out because of where they sleep. Never assume that because someone has no address, they have no knowledge. And never forget that the hands that save a life might be small, stained, and shaking. But if they are guided by love and steadied by learning, they are enough. If this story moved you, please like this video. Leave a comment below. Share it with someone who needs to believe in people again. Subscribe to We Stories for more stories of courage, resilience, and the quiet human decisions that change everything. Because miracles do not always wear white coats. Sometimes they wear torn sneakers and carry notebooks held together with rubber bands. Sometimes they come from loading docks. And sometimes they save the world one stubborn, beautiful act of refusal at a time. Welcome to We Stories. We are so glad you are here.